All right, I just wanted to go over one of these factoring trinomials that was asked in the discussion. And so if you have a trinomial, remember the way that factoring works. The very first thing that you're looking for is GCF. Then you're seeing how many terms there are. If there are 2 terms, then you're looking for all those special products. That was the difference of squares, the sum and difference of cubes. If there are 4 terms, then you're going to do grouping. And then if there are 3 terms, some people do it by guess and check, but really the easiest way, if you're struggling, is to use the AC method, which really turns into a factoring by grouping problem. So here is my little trinomial. First step is GCF, and there's nothing that can divide all 3 of those terms. So I'm going to try and break apart that minus 4y. So I'm trying to come up with 2 terms that will combine to make negative 4y. And I like to organize this information into this little x here. So negative 4y. So I need 2 numbers that are going to add to that guy. But then they're also going to multiply to the product of these outside guys, which is negative 21y squared. So what I normally start doing is try and think about, well, what multiplies to negative 21 and see at the same time what's going to be adding to negative 4. So I know that 7 times negative 3 is 21. But if I try and add those, that would add to a 4. If I take negative 7 times 3, well, that adds together and make negative 4, which is actually what I need. Let's say I wasn't so lucky. What if I just tried like 21 times negative 1? Well, that adds to 20. And negative 21 times 1, that adds to negative 20. So you can kind of see those things aren't working. So what we're going to use here is going to be negative 7y and 3y. So we take those terms and use those for our breaking apart of negative 4y. So we're going to have negative 7y plus 3y. This term is still there, and this term is still there. So all we're really doing is breaking apart, or like undoing, the multiplication that we had done previously. So now that I have taken 3 terms and broken it up into 4 terms, it's ready for grouping. Now the order that I put these numbers, by the way, doesn't matter. I could have put the 3y first and then negative 7y. Doesn't matter. Our final answers will still be the same. So then to group, I'm looking at these first 2. They have nothing in common except for y. And so y times what would make 3y squared? It will be a 3y. And y times what will make negative 7y? It's negative 7. Then I'm going to take these 2 terms. They have nothing in common, so it's going to write a plus 1. There has to be a sign here, by the way. And we'll have 3y minus 7. I know I'm on track if these match each other, because really that's the next thing. What does this term and this term have in common? They have 3y minus 7. So I'm going to write that. So if I factor that out, all that's left is a y plus 1. And that would be my final answer. You can check it by multiplying. Now I did want to show you that it will look a little different at first, but if I had written it as 3y squared plus 3y minus 7y instead, I want to show you that you're still going to get the same answer. So these first 2 terms have a 3 and a y in common. If I pull that out, I'm going to be left with y plus 1. These next 2 terms have a 7 and actually a negative 7 in common, and I'm left with y plus 1. So remember, if these match, I'm on track. So I'm going to factor that out. That's kind of gone, and I have 3y minus 7 left, which is the same exact answer that I got up here. The order of the parentheses doesn't matter. You could write it as y plus 1 times 3y minus 7, or the other way around. Both of them mean the same exact thing, because multiplication is actually commutative. So hope that helped a little bit. Good luck studying.